Hello, everybody. Welcome. Rosie and Corina, psych, investigator.
Hello, everybody.
Everybody. So, how are you guys doing? This beautiful, calm week. No, it's one of the most intense weeks ever. We're sharing,
Yes.
in our lives in terms of the political environment, but it's for the best. In the end, we'll get rid of trash.
Yeah.
But today I'm here talking to Greg. Greg has been very busy working on her website. And in the next few days, we're going to have some news. She's going to share first thing here with the channel. And once she releases the website, she's going to do it first here. And
Yeah.
we'll keep you guys updated. Okay, let you know in the next few days. Right, Corina?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Thank you
well,
so much.
exciting, excited.
It
Okay,
is exciting.
cool, cool. So, speaking of exciting, let's do the production. Okay. All right.
Yes, please do.
So, I like to ask for protection. Beautiful ray of lights coming on top of my head. As I breathe in, I feel my lungs. As I breathe out, I create a circle. I create a circle and step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I like to ask that information come only from the highest sources that it create the good, the good and so it is. Okay. So nothing's happening, right? Nothing happening.
No,
So
my body's been so
no.
calm.
So guys, today it feels a little different from yesterday in the sense that I'm not really paying attention too much to what's on the news necessarily. There's a lot to discuss. Yes, and as all these things transpires, uh, I want to say um, this is just the first thing. I think the only thing we're going to talk about is directly related to California. Corina and I talked about. I'm just going to show you the news really very quickly and just say, okay, we don't have to go over it because I don't want to give too much time to whatever
Right.
Trump says. I think I always talk about like not giving him all the
Yes.
the space or whatever. So he says he's going to arrest Gavin Newsom, and let's see, no, and
No.
I see Gavin Newsom getting big and he gets small. It's like the devil's tongue, the forked tongue, right?
Right. Right.
So what do you see, Grant, about this, right?
Now,
Yours. Hmm.
yeah. I sorry, but the first word that came is he chickens out.
That's right.
He's afraid
Hmm.
of Newsom. He's not going to arrest him.
Hmm. Yes,
Newsom
yes.
is way more powerful.
Hmm.
And it scares him what he's seeing in LA,
Hmm.
scaring him what he sees everywhere. So no,
Hmm.
he's not going
hmm
to carry through with it.
Okay, really, very good. Okay, cool. All right, so now let's go to the next set of questions. So, Gray and I had a long conversation before this today already.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of wrote out the questions. So we're going to focus on a lot of things related to Peter Thiel and those tech bros. And I want to say, I know people mentioned some I don't know meeting. It's not, but I'm really just going to focus on the actual questions, right? Because I feel like I know a lot about them. Some of you may not know the details.
Right,
It doesn't really necessarily matter whether whatever happens in this thing, you don't want to give too much value to any of this.
right.
Um, so we're just going to get straight to the point. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
so let's just ask about, also going to talk about the Peter Thiel, Elon Musk relationship, David Sachs, Steve Bannon. So let's just get to it. So the first part of the question is, because we talked about, I'm just going to open the thing so we can write. So we talked about, Corinne and I privately here, about how this whole thing with Elon Musk is impacting Peter Thiel, because Peter Thiel, of course, has a longer relationship with Trump. And so let's see here, top. Okay. And so I'm just curious because uh Peter Thiel has, right, he's been supporting Trump for years. He has all these defense related companies, including Palantir. So, the question that we asked is, so how does Trump feel about Peter Thiel? Hmm. Okay, go ahead, Cornell. Just
Well, I'll
Okay.
give the bigger picture because I know when we talked about it
Mm-hmm.
earlier, you got more detail.
Mm-hmm.
For me, he's scared of Peter Thiel. That is somebody he would not mess with, I don't believe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And um, I don't see him being able to take away the contracts, not
Mm-hmm.
Trump doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Trump, I don't think is going to have time to mess with it. He won't mess with it. He's afraid of Peter Thiel.
Okay, so I saw that from Trump's perspective, I saw that like that he sees Peter Thiel as like, there's like a monstrous in like kind of like this like a it's like a monster, but like he has this like cute it's a cucumber, some kind of like looks like a cactus. Like he sees Peter Thiel as like kind of like a monster scene because the thing about
Yeah,
Trump is that he can pick up on weaknesses. He's very good at attacking the vulnerable. He loves that, right? He always picks on
right.
one who he believes to be the weakest and the most vulnerable. Peter Thiel is the opposite to him. He's a guy
Yes.
who's really cold and he tries to prod and he doesn't pick up a weakness in him. So that scares
Mm-hmm.
him because,
Yeah.
he's such a good con man, but he doesn't feel that way about Thiel. So he respects how evil he is, but he finds the whole like gay cult thing that he has going a little different
Yeah.
or but
Freaky.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's like, but he's used to dealing with these. That's right. He's used to dealing. He likes to work with evil people, but and so that's why he just feels like the guy is really like he doesn't pick up on emotional weakness. So
Mm-mm.
okay, so
No.
that's this part. All right. So now let's go to the next part. So this next part, Corina already answered, but I'm just gonna post it here, which is will Trump take Thiel's contracts away from him because of Musk? The answer is no. Okay, no, because he sees them as very different people. And okay, and
Right.
that's for now.
Right.
That's that. Okay. So now these questions are connected together. Okay, so okay, so these questions are about whether let's see. Okay. Does Peter Thiel have a covert plan to remove Trump? Will Thiel actually get Trump removed somehow? So one of the first question is whether he has like covert plan, meaning he's going to do something behind the scenes against Trump. And then will he be the person, let's say theoretically, that will take Trump down so he can put JD Vance in or not? Okay, so
Right.
let's see. Does he have a plan to? Okay, does he get no?
No, it's interesting. I see him sitting back in that dark black pitch room that he's always in with his feet up eating a sandwich.
Mm, mm,
He's watching Trump implode.
mm,
He's
mm,
at the point where he's like, I don't have to do it.
mhm,
He's
mhm,
doing it to
mhm,
himself.
exactly,
I'm going to
exactly.
watch the military take him out
Mhm.
and sit here quietly eating my sandwich.
Mhm.
That's what it looks like to me.
So okay, so go ahead, let me know when you're done,
Yeah,
Quinn. Oh,
that's
there.
what I see.
Mhm.
That's what I
Okay,
see.
okay. So what I saw is that I don't see him necessarily, at least at this point, having like something he's gonna do to him. I see that he's very, very careful because he's very afraid of the base. I feel like he actually knows that you see what's his name? JD Vance is a very has no he's not authentic. Like people don't like him
He
generally,
has no
right?
charisma.
That's right.
Yeah,
So he feels like it has to happen naturally somehow, and that he's gonna get old, and that it's it's going to be a natural progression, and that
right.
it's assured he definitely has that, and all that's in place, and that all JD Vance is to act very, to kiss his ass basically, and just stay on his lane until Trump gets really ill and goes or whatever. Okay, so that's so I don't.
Hmm.
So do I see some sort of like a coup? No, not at this point, because again, Trump has a good command of the base, of the media, and all of it. So they have, from Peter Thiel's perspective, there has to be, when the transition happens, it has to be kind of seamless. Can't
Right.
look like they removed the guy. Okay. but they're
Right.
like, oh, we're in place and all that for all of this. But he's afraid again, he's very afraid of the consequences that would come to him because of Elon Musk, because now he's aware that the population hates them truly. They kind of
Right.
had the feeling before, but they're kind of surprised about the hate that he's getting. I feel like that Musk is getting,
Right.
and therefore that. So the more they're exposed, the more dangerous it is for him personally.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. Exactly.
So okay. So
Mm-hmm.
the question is, in other words, no. And
No.
I feel like he has to, I see that he asks to, Jade has to keep him informed. And he knows, he talks to Vance all the time about what to say and such. But that's right now. That's what we got. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So now the next question. Again, some of these questions are repetitive because we're asking about all these people at once. Or like, in I guess in order, right? In a way, right? We're
Right.
asking.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then the next question: will G.D. Vance ever become president officially as a result of Trump leaving? Which, right? Let's say,
Yeah.
is he
Mm,
going to become like with Nixon? Right. Let's say.
yeah. Mm-mm.
I see that it's like he could even be expected that he does, but it doesn't. I don't see him, and he's like, it's within reach, but he gets no, because
No.
everybody knows it was illegitimate. So,
Right.
okay, so
Yeah.
no, I don't see, no, I don't see
No.
him ever, never
Mm-mm.
even close. I see that he, there's a moment that feels as if it's within reach, but soon he's like removed from, it's like, I think he's removed from Washington. Like, he's not treated like Trump in terms of on the same level,
No.
but they feel like he's part of the cabinet, therefore he's dangerous, right? They want him out of, right? So,
Yeah. They know his connections.
mhm,
They know his
mhm,
connections.
mhm.
So he
So,
won't. Mm-mm.
okay, so that's right. So that's
Yeah.
clear
We
here.
saw the same thing. Yes.
Mhm. Okay. Now, so this whole thing, and I was telling people this, and a lot of people get like, oh my God, there's this meeting. So this whole thing of this, the so-called, like there was some hotel in Montana that they were meeting. It's actually it's an offsite, essentially a symposium that Peter Thiel, so this is on the New York Times. I'm not gonna go read it. You can go read it. The article talks about it. Basically, it's like the symposium that they do. All the VC firms have meetings once a year, and I don't think it's completely out of like the ordinary that Musk could have gone to this, to talk to them and such. They could have discussed things related to the government, I'm sure. But do I feel like there was a I don't feel like okay. I guess I'm going off. We didn't discuss this before, but I don't feel
That's
like that
okay. You go.
meeting that meeting the place where they're like, well, no, I don't feel like that because I have studied Peter Thiel for years now. It's not true, but like almost 10 years on and off. And he's a cool person. He plans everything. He's not let's go meet up and see. No, not like that at all. No. And he would never do that in a place like a hotel where he doesn't know who's, does it make sense, Corina? What
Right.
I'm saying?
Right. No.
He's very rich. He has huge houses. He can get everybody into his house and have dinner
Exactly.
parties or whatever, where he's going to talk to if it's that private.
Yeah.
So, okay. So it's just, I see that he was sort of like ideological, like pep talk for their companies and like related conversations related to the defense industry and all that. So it's saying there, I see that he was nervous sort of like around there, but he was like, let's just keep with the program because we have a plan and we're going to do this and that. So that to say this part, because then Musk went there. Now, so I'm going off. So just to tell you the context of their relationship also, you may not notice that around the time of PayPal Mafia, the PayPal company, right before it became PayPal, Peter Thiel did a coup on Elon Musk. He and others took over, like kicked him out of the CEO job because he was being a dictator and nobody liked him, just like that, right? So
Yeah.
it's when people say, oh, they're friends, like they have their differences. Mostly because Peter Thiel is is a classic psychopath in the sense that he's very cold.
Right.
Elon Musk, I don't know what the name of him is, but he's kind of like impulsive. There's something really impulsive about his behavior. It could be the drugs, it could be other things, but Peter Thiel is much more dangerous because he's colder and he's Machiavellic in that sense. Does it make sense,
Yeah.
Corina, right? So
Yes. He's very measured as well.
that's right.
He's
So
not,
then,
he doesn't
right,
do things like that.
that's right.
Yes. He
So,
plans very
mhm,
meticulously.
mhm. So then now the question, how
Hmm.
does Musk feel about even all of this? So how does Musk feel about Peter Thiel?
Petrified.
Um,
Should I take the deal in Russia or should I just stay here? He's scared. He's scared. He knows what it's. The first act was a coup against him.
mm,
This might not be just a coup
mm.
this next time. He
Oh,
knows what
sorry.
these guys
Okay.
are all capable of,
Mhm,
and
mhm,
he's scared because Musk is more, his energy to me when he's like that comes across as a child. He's an uncontrollable
mhm,
toddler, with his way he's so erratic and all of a sudden he's this and all of a sudden he's that. Peter is not any of those things. Musk is. So he is now um, a liability.
mhm.
He's a liability to everybody at this point. So I think Musk is the one that's getting backed into the corner, and they were going to use him as a scapegoat. He's got to do something. He's got to figure out where he's going to protect himself and how. He's afraid of Peter Thiel as well as Trump.
What I got is that Elon Musk actually is like he they have a kind of they're sort of buddies from a distance. I feel like he respects him, but the thing that I see the big difference is that he takes a lot of risks. Peter Thiel doesn't. He's very calculating. So he's
Mm-hmm.
willing to rock the boat. And I see that he is up. I feel like he's in the process, like I said, he is eventually going to write everything out. He knows in the back of his mind that if he does something like that, Peter Thiel's future is screwed, but he doesn't care. That's the thing about Elon Musk. It's not exactly a marvel, it's not, but it's sort of like he's totally kamikaze at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah.
And he
Yeah.
will do it. In a way, he's a bit like Steve Bannon in a different way, but sort of like I'm gonna go away. I'm not gonna go, different,
Right.
but in
Right.
the sense very intense, very aggressive. And so I think he is making the mental calculation that yes, he's gonna lose some friends, but whatever, I'm right at the end of the day. I'm smarter than these guys. So that's all he cares about. I don't think he knows he's just I think Elon Musk knows that whatever he does is gonna harm Tio. But in the back of his mind, I think he's actually happy about it because, like, he always thought he was smarter than me, but I'm going to take
Yeah.
it down too. Oh, yeah, we're all going down together. So,
Exactly. They
right.
are. They're all going down together.
So, wow.
They're
Okay.
going to eat each other alive.
Wow. Okay. So, all right. So now to the next question. So, okay. So then, how does Peter Thiel feel about Musk now? Will he side with Musk or Trump? Okay. So, if there's so will he? I see Peter Thiel like, don't say anything. He would say no, he's already sided with Trump so much so that he has his puppet as his VP. So of course
Yeah.
he's on the side of course he's saying there's no question about that. Saying I used Elon for my own agenda, but no, of course not. Trump is my ticket to power.
Right. He's
Elon
got too
Musk
much.
is this big is like Elon Musk is a big barking clown.
He
Um,
is.
and I see the other thing, the interesting they are opposites also in the sense that Peter Thiel is a very private person.
Mm-hmm.
He does not like the spotlight, but Elon Musk does.
Right.
So he wants to stay. He's like, I just want to stay in the background at all times. And Elon Musk doesn't. So that is a big difference between them. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, then the next question. So it's going kind of fast here, right? But it's okay, right? We're doing
Yes. Yes.
okay. So now I just want to show you guys. I had posted this article just to as a refresher. So now uh here is the article Musk's administration allies become targets. And it's about Steve Bannon going after very close allies to Elon Musk, and this is David Sachs is basically um, very, very close to Musk. He is really disgusting, and but he's sort of like the business guy for Elon Musk in a way. And
Right.
he has his job as the what is it? This the venture capital tapped by Trump as artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency czar. Okay. So it's like his guy, he's such a blowhard. He's really disgusting looking. Actually, yeah, I think this is him. This is what he looks
Yes.
like. Yuck,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So
Creepy.
that's him, right? It's like, yeah. And no, it's so Corina, he's 53, this guy. Can you believe it? He's this guy here
Is
with a,
he really?
yeah.
He
So
looks older.
yeah, he's sort of within my age group, I guess, in a way or another. I don't know. But can you
Yeah.
imagine? Like that's gross. That's because he's so evil.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. That's what it
All
does to
right.
you.
That's right. So then just so you know, so then Stevie Bannon said that he was gonna didn't share the part that the quote is I need to go again. It's just it's the quote. You're dangerous. It's all about you, not the country. Bannon recently said on his War Room podcast of Sachs and his All In podcast cool because he has his podcast with other people. So
Right, right.
so is so he wants to take down David Sachs. And David Sachs, by the way, if you probably don't know that about him, but I followed him kind of for years. He's very pretentious, obnoxious. He's like, he just thinks he's the smartest guy. So
Yeah.
he's essentially a pontificating blowhard. That's who he is. But Steve Bannon is the original monster. Like I wrote yesterday, he's the OG museum. This is museum, right?
Yeah.
He's like, touch him, you disintegrate because there's bacteria you have never seen in your life, right? I bet he has maggots in his body and he like keeps them there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
scary
Yes.
guy. So the question is, he said he wants. So uh is he gonna get David Sachs taken out from the Trump government? Is he gonna get him out of there? Okay. Is the
Yeah.
question, Bannon.
Hmm. If Trump's there long enough, yes, he is.
Yeah, I
Steve
see.
Bannon mess around.
Yeah, I see Steve Bannon with a machete. And it's like, but then by the time he chopped, it's like a piece of wood, like as if David Sachs represents as like wooden and like life fluorescence like it's just a picture. But the time that by the time he chops him up, he's already like wooden, like he's already a picture. So he's the
Right.
past. He becomes a picture. He's no longer, and I see that his power is almost completely gone. That Trump is not taking him seriously, doesn't talk to him, doesn't
Yeah.
acknowledge him. So he's been iced out. That's right. Saying even if he stays in the administration, he's totally already iced out.
Right.
And he knows. I see that he leaves, and he's like, "Oh wow, it was fast, huh?" So, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
wow,
Steve Bannon usually gets his way like that.
wow. So in order to, I mean, timing is complicated, but saying this will be his last Friday at work. So, but it could be true. Who knows? The
Yeah.
administration's not going to ask. So,
Yeah.
okay.
The way it's going.
So that's right. It's this thing. Okay. Now, then the next questions are so these people are all connected, right? Because David Sachs is basically the businessman for Elon Musk inside the government. Could argue that. So then the question becomes when Trump leaves, are they going to escape the country? What's going to happen to them? So we do each one. So Corina and I had
Okay.
talked about this at the very beginning, right, Corina, when we first started talking about this
Right.
subject. So let's just kind of revisit this and see what we pick
Okay.
up. Will Musk escape the USA? Let's say once Trump goes down. Okay, so
Mhm.
all right, so will Musk escape the USA once Trump goes down? Okay, Musk. No, I see him in handcuffs, but I don't see him escaping. No.
No, I don't either. I see him actually more cooperating
Mm-hmm. Okay.
for
Okay.
his own fate.
That's right. That's right. So then the next is will Thiel escape the USA once Trump goes down. Let's see. Will Peter Thiel escape the USA once Trump goes down?
Where does he actually live?
I don't know. He has apartments
I don't even see
everywhere.
him living.
He has, he even has a citizenship of New Zealand, something like that. He lives and
Yeah,
he loves Austria because that the mustache man, come on, that guy. So I
yeah,
see, but I kind of see that he's already on the. I think he had, like you said, I see him in a private airplane, kind of
yeah,
far from it, just in case. Make sense?
yeah.
Right?
I don't even I don't pick him up in the USA.
Okay.
I don't feel
So,
he's that close.
wow. Okay. And he's saying, I see that he looks at his clock and he's like, I made a big bet. I looks like I've lost it. But that's just one chapter of my life. And then,
Yeah.
wow. Okay. And then I see, I don't think this is just maybe it's an image, but I see that he's saying that. And then his airplane crashes against the mountain. There's a plane
You've
crash.
seen that before.
Yeah,
You've
I
seen
did.
that
I didn't.
several. Yes, you've seen that several times,
Oh,
I believe.
really? Yeah.
Yeah,
And I see it's a mountain. It could be the all something. It's just, yeah.
yeah.
And it's saying like, oh, and then I see Putin.
Oh,
Don't mess
sorry
with
about your
me.
airplane. Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Love me. Wow. So sad for him. Very sad for him. Oh, okay. All right. So then okay, so what was this David Sachs. Okay. Let's see. What was it? Hold on. Okay, will David Sachs escape the USA once Trump goes down?
I don't think so. No. Mm-mm.
Well, I see that he's arrested and he already looks sickly. He could be very sick. And then I
Hmm.
see some sort of a fake sort of like Epstein, like, oh, he killed himself or something.
Yeah.
I see because I see him like, yeah.
I yeah, interesting. I saw him take a cyanide pill.
Mm. Wow. Wow. Maybe, right?
It was metaphorical, but
Mm.
maybe it wasn't because he has his his connections is what they're
Mm-hmm.
showing me are so
Mm-hmm.
far and wide to all the wrong people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he is not safe no matter what happens.
Mm-hmm.
He is
Mm-hmm.
too connected to too many bad people and he knows too much information. So for me, it was like, I'm just going to pop that pill.
Oh, and I'm getting, he's saying this. He's saying, I knew that there's a death sentence on me if this thing doesn't work or whatever. And I
Mm-hmm.
might as well just get it done myself because I'll never be able to escape it. So there's at
Right.
least there's something kind of dignified about it. So, and
Yeah.
he's saying he doesn't rat out this. I mean, people know anyway, but in order, this makes sense. I think he prefers to die by his
Yeah.
own.
Take the info
So,
with. He's that
just,
smug. He's that smug, I get.
mhm.
He's smug
Wow.
enough to die and not give the
Wow.
information.
Wow. So that's so, so what happens? I guess, what happens to, what about these tech companies that are associated with Trump now? Like the Pope in general, the Palantirs, we talked about Palantir the other day. So what happens to them? Wow, I see the feds like kicking the doors down and like hardcore
Mhm.
like investigations, like because we learned the lesson. We can't let these people,
Right.
do not let them.
No, because
So, mm-hmm,
none of those companies are legit,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
so they have to be dealt with.
That's right. And I see Kamala like, we have to deal with that. And I see
Yeah,
that there's, even some old school parts. He goes, well, but she's like, no, I understand they'll be upset, but that's life. It's called justice for a reason, right?
exactly.
So,
I still get when she comes in, there's no stone left unturned
mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm,
when it comes to criminality. So
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
she's going to go after it all. We have to.
mm-hmm.
If we expect or want things to change, we have to make some changes. You know, you don't put milk that's spoiled back in the fridge and go get it thinking it's changed, thinking it's fresher. No, you got to just throw it out, start over. So we have to make a lot of changes.
Wow. Very good. Very good, Corina. Wow. Very exciting. Anything else? Anything else, Corina, that you want to share? Anything that
Just, you know, the energy has been ramping up. Lord knows I've been feeling it this week. It's really intense. So you know, I'll just say for people that do feel like me, you know, just be aware that's what you're feeling. You are feeling the intensity of this craziness that's happening in California and things that may be getting ready to happen. But that's the intensity that's out there that's kind of happening right now.
and
So don't be surprised with
yeah.
what you're feeling.
And I want to say also about kind of related to this that on purpose we didn't talk about too much what's going on, like Trump was saying this or that because he's really controlling the conversation. He's creating these
Right.
talking points to creating fear. And we want to, as much as we can, kind of step out of it from time to time, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's going to win.
Right.
It's the maybe his last battle, try to because he wants authoritarian power. I don't think he's going to win in the end. Okay. But
No.
but everything is so unprecedented. We'll just have to, wait and see, get some popcorn. So,
Right.
okay.
Yeah, that's all we can do, really, is just
Mhm.
wait for it to happen.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, all right. So that's it, right, Karina? That's it.
Yep, that's it.
All right. So thank you guys for watching, and
Thank you.
we'll see you very soon. Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
see you soon. Bye.
Bye. Bye.